What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and privilege of somebody who stepped into Bloodsport 4 last Saturday and is going to be stepping into Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 5 as presented to you by GCW, Game Changer Wrestler. As he steps up against the one and only Grizzly Cal Jack, he is the one and only
Superbeast. Oh,
I mean,
man.
how's that for an intro?
Yeah, it works. It gets the job done. It's so cool. Real cool. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Me and Cal are gonna go at it. And, I don't know if do you know any backstory about me and Cal Jack? There's a whole backstory behind us.
Man, this is crazy. You two are two big hosses gonna lock up in Bloodsport and coming off of wins. Like, I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. And I'm glad that I got you guys both before Bloodsport because like you guys won't be the same coming out of that undisclosed location, wherever that may be.
No. Well, that's all okay. Like super not talked about right now. We're under contract not to speak about where we're gonna do it or any of that. It's very, very, very Bloodsport-like in Bloodsport nature.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, I love that you're Superbeast, and because it almost reminds me of like, there are different warriors, right? There was like the Kerry Von Erich was I can't remember what type of warrior he was. And
modern day warrior.
Yes,
yeah,
the modern
day warrior.
Yes. Shout out to Kerry, right?
Yeah.
And then they became, Ultimate Warrior. He basically was like the ultimate. I'm standing alone in this.
Yeah, he was an icon. He definitely was. For me as a kid, he was definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's been beasts, right? There's been Dan the Beast 7. There's even a Bestia 666, right?
That's one of my homeboys.
But you are Super Beast. You're kind of the top of the food chain when it comes to all things beast.
In a sense, I mean, in some areas, I'm not going to say I'm top of the food chain. Just kind of, I'm not that confident yet. I'm not top of the food chain. Thanks for the compliment. I definitely take it as a compliment, but I'm not gonna go that far. Now, Bestia is an animal. That's one of my that's one of the homies right there. His dad, Damien 666. That's a homie. They come here when they're in America. Like whenever they're passing through Vegas, we barbecue and we work out here at my house. But like Mecca Wolf and all those dudes. There's definitely a lot of animals in my little crew, my squad. The little group of us. But I wouldn't say I'm top of the food chain. We're all good at what we do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, none other than the legendary luchador Conan. He would always say on his podcast, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, because damn, that's a good story. But
yeah.
Yes.
I'm not saying never say never. I'm not saying one day I won't be top of the food chain. I'm definitely not saying that because anything's possible, and I got a high probability of making it to the top. I'm hungry, I'm strong, and there's not too many things that really get in my way. I mean, injuries don't even stop me anymore. I've torn both my biceps, blown my knee out. I just keep on going.
Yeah. It's speaking of keep on going. Alex Ramirez says, Super Beast, I just had a great leg day session today, and you're a beast yourself, Alex, so shout out to you. But should I treat myself to donuts after?
Well, you trying to be a bodybuilder? Got a competition coming up?
Yeah.
If he doesn't, if he doesn't have a competition and a photo shoot, eat the fucking donuts. I would. I don't make a mistake. I'm not one of those diet guys. Like I don't eat like 2 pieces of asparagus and lick a chicken and be like, oh, I just want abs. I eat whatever the fuck I want, and I train around the clock. I work out 2 to 3 times a day. Try to put about 4 to 6 hours if I can. I'm training until I'm too fucking exhausted. I just gotta take a day off, or I'm traveling or injured. But if you move at that pace, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. So enjoy the donuts. I would, especially if
There
it was a
you
great leg
go.
day.
Yeah, that can be diminishing returns. Now, mind you, I have the shape of a god, but that god happens to be Buddha. So I'm not one to ask. So
It's doable. It's all doable. You can turn the pear upside down, then you eat out. It's all about
no, he says,
perception.
fuck, he was saying, fuck yeah, my chick's voice says, my chick says my voice reminds her of Andre the Giant, which, I mean, I
Cool.
guess.
Yeah. It's better than like saying you remind me of that dumb dude, the dumb weird fuck. You're like, thanks. I mean, Andre the Giant was Andre the Giant, so I mean, there could have been worse.
Oh, what the sexy talk must be at the Ramirez household. I mean, oh, like that's I imagine Andre to sound like. It's,
All right, right, right. All right, right, right. Oh man.
now, Super is like obviously you're heading into Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 5 after a tremendous showing at your debut edition, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 4, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
let's take it back a bit. How did you get involved with professional wrestling? I mean, were you a fan as a kid?
Oh, I was totally into wrestling as a kid. Speaking of which, I mean, a lot of what was into Hulkamania and all that. I was an Ultimate Warrior guy. As a little kid. I grew up in the '80s as a child. I'm 40 years old. Just throwing it out there. I'm the big 4-0. But I grew up in my youngest years watching the Ultimate Warriors. I got older, going into the Attitude Era and whatnot. I became more, I was really into The Rock. I was a wannabe. I wanted to be The Rock. I wanted to be the Ultimate Warrior. In my mind, these are characters that helped build my personality as the man I grew into. And I just went, I worked out. I've always had sideburns, and I was a wannabe pro wrestler. Then one day, pro wrestling came knocking for me, and was like, oh, well, I mean, I could go to school and learn how to do this. Okay. I was already super athletic. I was already super agile. I had gymnastics under my belt, tumbling. I did a lot of breakdancing as a teenager, so I was doing a lot of flares and windmills and spinning on my head and crap. So like agility and like physical coordination, I already had it. And then I got big afterwards, so I kept all my limberness, all my athleticism, my ability to jump high, and cool karate kicks. And I turned into like a weird 260-pound anomaly that just doesn't. 260-pound dudes aren't supposed to move like me. They're not supposed to spin through the air, flip. And I think outside of Brian Cage, I think we're the only two dudes on the planet that really kind of do crazy shit like that, or big body guys that do crazy shit like that.
And did you think about like doing like strongman stuff? I mean, was there any other athletic endeavors that you were thinking about,
Oh
or
yeah, no, I did powerlifting, I did strongman coming up, collegiate wrestling, did a lot of MMA, just pretty much a little bit of everything. When it comes to working out, sports, and staying in shape, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I kind of taken the time to learn each and all, and even down to the aerobics and Pilates, yoga, just all of them. I take them all and run with them.
so then at what point in the pursuit does wrestling come your way?
I was working at a bar actually. I was in the army at the time. And this was like, fuck, dude, like 2005, 2006. Way back when in Lawton, Oklahoma. I worked security. I was a bouncer. I was a big muscle kid, good size on me. And I worked with other large men. One of them was a pro wrestler, and me and him got close. And we'd hang out. His name was Chris Carnage. Uh, God rest his soul. He passed away last August, but he was the man that definitely got me into wrestling. He got me to go to my first indie show, and I saw him do a power bomb. I was hooked. Like he fucking slammed this, and I was like front row. He slammed this dude. The aprons blew up, and I felt the wind, and I was just like, you hear that. I mean, it's one thing watching wrestling on TV, but when you see it in real life and you're right there watching the guy get slammed into the ring, you can hear the metal and the wood hitting. You feel the wind coming off. holy shit, you know, he was like, that was sick. I want to do this. And that's how it started. You know, he had a ring and at school, and we were doing collar and elbows, 3/4 spots, and then it just kind of grew. Eventually, I got out of the army. I made my way to back home to the West Coast, and I started a little school, a little small school in Sacramento, California. Wasn't a good, definitely not a good company. I'm not even gonna bring up their name because they're not worth talking about. I got a little bit of resentment for them. And this is like that's a part. That's one of those regions of America where politics and ego destroy business. You know, a bunch of idiots that don't know shit about shit when it comes to wrestling or making money get together and hold the business back and hold guys' potential back. So fuck them. I'm not even gonna bring their name up. They know who they are. I'm sure you fuckers are watching this. Fuck you. That's all I got. So I trained there for about 18 months till I realized it was a waste of my time. And then I went to the Bay Area where I went to Stoner University, where Derek and Dustin Mel, the Stoner brothers, Hood Slam. You know, and I basically went through Hood Slam's wrestling school, eventually through the ranks of Hood Slam, cutting my teeth, and from there started getting picked up at other, you know, companies across America. And the end of, or towards the end of, I think November 2019, I made my way to Japan. January 2020, I was in the Philippines. By July, by August, what was it? No, by November of 2020, I was finally wrestling in Mexico City. I wrestled in Hawaii. You know, it's been going good. You know, I mean, I'm on TV in Mexico, and I just went to Bloodsport and killed it. And I'm just running. I'm booked all through Mania week. I'm in April. I'm happy.
That's a hell of a ride, though. You know, and theoretically, for any artist, right? That's essentially what you want to do, to be able to travel the world with your art, with your talent, you know, and essentially just demolish everything, right? So, I mean, a lot of these a lot of the Bloodsport kind of uh, traits. It reminds me of Japanese, you know, wrestling, right? So, what was that
Oh,
first?
big time! It's well, because Japan is more of a strong style. Like, I mean, they do get technical. Don't get me wrong, but it's more of a strong stand in front of you, heavy hitting, slobber knocker. You know, and they're connecting. You know, you know. Then you get to like the Philippines, WW. They're way more like that was like more shoot style. Like, they had like Shotokan kickboxers against like freaking. You know, this Muay Thai guy that came in, a pro wrestler. You know, I mean, it's a work rate. You know, we're all working. You know, but it was such a walking into that. I was like, I won their title. I got this wooden belt. It's the WW heavyweight champion. It's a little. You know, it's from Japan. You know, I've defended it in Japan. I've defended it in the Philippines. I've defended it in Mexico, all across America. And yeah, it's very. It was yeah. Bloodsport was very shoot style. Like, it's not pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hitting the ropes and clotheslines. It's very MMA. It's very technical. It's very meant to look like a real fight. They're not 10, 15-minute matches. You know, they might be 6. You know, because we're going hard. You know, we're going fast and we're hitting each other and really slamming each other. It has to be real. It can't be that little leg slap crap. You
Yeah.
know, and call it, you know, fake hand smacking and little dumb elbows. It's not wide enough, and we're going like Japanese strong style with hits, and we're going Filipino shoot style when we lock up. You know, before you know it, it's like you get guys with different fighting backgrounds, different, and sometimes they just go. You know, sometimes they're good. I from what I'm gathering, my match got a really good reception. You know, it seems I felt like I was talked about a lot. I don't want to like toot my horn, but I felt like I was brought up a lot after Bloodsport 4, and so I'm kind of happy with that because I walked in originally virtually an unknown. You know what I mean? They knew I had an MMA background, but they were like, kind of heard my name. I'd come highly recommended by other wrestlers and other fighters, but they didn't, you know, Josh Barnett had no idea who the hell I was. Tom Lawler had no idea. Nobody knew who the hell this fucking mass pro, like big muscle guy. They're like, you know, initially they have their, you know, their speculations. I look at the epitome of just a pro wrestler. You know, like, does this guy know how to do anything, or is he going to walk in here thinking he's going to like throw clotheslines and run out of breath in 20, you know, in a minute because he doesn't actually know how to grapple? So they had their reservations on me out the gate, but arguably when it was over, they were like, "Holy shit, we got somebody. We got an virtually unknown just became a known because yeah, good performance, and I'm happy with that."
Damn. Which I mean, are you're not vegan, are you?
No, no, man,
Okay.
I'm gonna eat it everything, and
Then this is where I'm gonna ask the question. So a trip to Japan, especially as a Gaijin wrestler, is not complete without Ribara and the more
oh yeah,
elusive Ribara jacket. So do you have
oh
a Ribara jacket?
I have a Ribera jacket. I have the Ribera, and also ate at Mr. Danger's Steakhouse. It was great. Ribera was good. It's all real. But I definitely have a Ribera. Like I have, you're right. I have a real Ribera, the real Ribera. It's black with white trim, just like the Superbeast gear. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I only bust it out for special wrestling occasions. Because that's like the Gucci in wrestling, Like if you know anything about anything in wrestling, the Ribera, that's a big deal. That's like Ralph Lauren shit. That's that means you're somebody, you're royalty.
Yeah, I mean, in many ways, that's even better than whether you win, you loss, or what have you. I'm like, oh, I'm getting paid. A sponsor's gonna take me to Ribera, and I'm gonna pretty much eat all I want. Massive gains. Just saying.
Massive games, cool jacket. It's all good to go, baby. It's a win. Now Japan was cool. Ribera was cool. Other than the Riberas, I pretty much lived off chicken and black coffee though. Cause where I was staying at, like, you walked to the Ville to eat, and it was like just like chopped up squid, eel, and like octopus, and I don't even. I mean, it was just like chopped up with like little suctions on them and still. And I'm like, I'm cool. I'm cool. So I lived off chicken on a stick, black coffee for about 10. I was ripped, boy. Let me tell you, I had abs popping when I came back from Japan. Like I'd never been that ripped in my life. I was Bruce Lee ripped and jacked as fuck. It was a win.
That's yeah. I mean, that's a win. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, you almost can kind of hide in your head and be like, I'm done. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we're talking about, obviously, Bloodsport and what have you. This is like submission wrestling and what have you. And for me, when I was doing jujitsu, I remember rolling with none other than the, MMA ref, Herb D, right? And
yeah,
he completely obliterated me. He's a black belt. He fought before he rapped and everything like that. But I
yeah.
remember rolling with him with me, and I mean, I felt like a gorilla, like a gorilla, and I was like a kitten. And I'm not. I mean, I'm a big 5'9", but like nothing compared to Herb Dean. But at the end of it, and I was like, my tongue was sticking out like a long red
You're
necktie
blown.
after kicking around, right?
Yeah, you're
Totally
blown.
blown up. But he goes and looks over at me and he was like, "You've rolled before." And again, that is my Ribari trip. Like I could have, I, I don't think I've ever, done any grappling since because again, when Herb Dean says, "Hey, you might have grappled before," that's it. I'm done. Like you get
Yeah, it
the sense
wipes
of the
you out.
feeling.
Jiu-jitsu is like one of the most brutal forms of cardio like ever. Like it's, I don't know, like it because like the gi itself, it's so thick. It's like wearing a towel, like towels, a bunch of thick towels, and you're sweaty, and you're using muscles you're not used to using. Your core's twisted. You're pushing, you're pulling, you're cranking, and you're going
Yeah.
against the resistance of an opponent. And yeah, it breaks you off, man. It's definitely that. I mean, any kind of combat sport, if you're really training, if you're truly training in a combat sport, like with any form of MMA, handwork, bag work, sparring, rolling, jujitsu, judo, and you're training really hard, man, that shit fucking it kills you. Like an hour and a half, you're done. You've done 1,200 calories, lost probably 2.5 pounds of water weight. You're done. Puke. Yeah, the puke. Ugh.
Which is it's crazy because had Bad Boy Tito on right before you guys clashed at Bloodsport 4, and that was I mean, he was doing jiu-jitsu before, but even more so for somebody that your size, your agility, your skill set, he was like he was getting in major rounds because again, to neutralize the power that is the Super Beast, I mean, he
Yeah.
needed all of it.
He was definitely Tito. Tito's a tough cookie, man. I'm not. I'm never gonna undersell that guy. He's a bad dude. That's the best way to put it. Tito's just a bad fucking dude, man. It's not arguable at all. That was our first time really going at it. And yeah, he hits hard. He's tough. He's in good shape. He knows how to move on the ground. It could have went that match could have totally went another way. I'm not even trying to be like, yeah, and there I was beating the shit out of Tito. Nah, I don't got no story like that. That was a goddamn war. It hurt. Fucking hurt. My neck hurt.
Now, Nate Ran of Podium Sports is saying the Super Beast is just priceless. No, 100%, 100%. And again, you got to go ahead
Thank
and
you.
step it up on social media as well as Bloodsport 4 and 5 because again, you're going to get a hell of a lot more Super Beasts. Am I right?
Oh no, yeah, there's gonna be more of me. If you guys keep your eyes peeled, there's more of me coming up this year in a lot of places. Just I think currently the next one coming up would be this weekend in Bloodsport 5. I'm fighting Grizzly Cow Jack. And a little backstory on that. That's one of my best friends. We love each other. We got a history of training on the mats together, and that's gonna be a good one. I don't know. This could be anybody. It could go either way. He's a phenomenal wrestler, like all American. Oregon State. He's a phenomenal wrestler. That's so. I don't know if I'm not gonna. I probably don't know if I'll be as ballsy as I was with Tito, just locking up with that guy because he's like 6 foot, freaking 6 foot 100, 300 pounds. And he knows how to move on the ground. So I'm just gonna hope he has the classic wrestler weakness, which I kind of think he does. He doesn't. He's not much of a striker, so I'm just gonna do my other thing that I'm at and just light him up like the 4th of July, and that's just my plan. Tell him I said that.
Which I think it's absolutely cool. Not just the fact that you and Bad Dude Tito were paired up at Bloodsport 4, but I mean this upcoming contest with you and the Grizzly Cal Jack. Not to mention just like Cal Jack himself, right? But this is a person whose dad has legit amateur wrestling wins over none other than Gary Albright, right? Of
Yeah.
Shape, of none other than Dr. Death Steve Williams, and that's his
Yeah.
dad, right? And
Yeah.
you're going
Yeah.
up
He comes
against
from lineage.
his son.
Yeah. No, it's going to be good. If you definitely, I wouldn't miss. Yeah, I wouldn't miss this Saturday at all. It's going to be. I don't know. I'm going to try to knock him the fuck out. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. It's gonna kick him in the fucking face again, really hard. I'm gonna punch him in the face again, really hard. Vice versa. Just kind of switch it up. Kick face, hand face, back to a kick to the face. See how it goes. Keep kicking it.
Yeah. Oh man, I literally can't wait. Everybody that I've told, and it sounds like a broken record, but like Bloodsport is like my WrestleMania. It's my Christmas. It's whatever you want to, whatever the top echelon of your year. I mean, the anniversary with my wife, that's a close year right there. But Bloodsport is right there. It's right there.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, you're somebody that obviously you competed at 4. You know what the terms and conditions are, right? You know the setting, what you're up for.
Yeah.
Do you think you have a bit of an advantage because obviously you were there when Cal Jack had his KO victory, and for those who don't know, it's submission or knockouts. What did Cal Jack do?
He threw out a wall from the ring, out of the ring into a wall, and knocked him out. And the guy laid on the ground dead. So, yeah, the only advantage is this: don't hit the ground with that guy. Don't lock up with that guy. Because I'm stronger than him. I know that, like, when it comes to, like, bench pressing and, just stuff like that, but he's just too technical. He's too big. The last thing I need to be doing is trying to even, like, grab that guy. That's just stupid. Don't even make no sense. Only a dummy would try to wrestle Cal Jack. You got to hit him, and sidestep him. Well, I'm going to rely on the fact he doesn't know how to defend. He can't defend strikes. He's too big and slow. He's too grabbing people. I'll hit him 100 times before he picks me up and hits the earth with me.
Yeah. Now, here's the fun thing, right? And I mean, yes, he literally threw his opponent to the wall, Cal Jack, right, at Bloodsport 4. But good luck doing that with Superbeast, And
Yeah, he
Nate
ain't
says,
doing that to me.
yeah, it's not going to happen. Superbeast is going to shock the world. There's a fact.
That's the plan. That's always the plan to shock. Thanks, Nate. That is my plan to shock the world. Every chance I walk out, that's my goal, is to shock the world. Anytime that bell rings, whew, let the world know. It's like going Super Saiyan, you just gotta walk out there and turn the energy up and just try to burn the building down with the heat. So much heat, you just burn the place down.
Oh man! And again, as a fan, I'm getting ready for this. But I mean, you guys are literally going to kill each other, and this is.
Yeah.
I mean, you fought a lot of big dudes. Obviously, Bad Dude Tito, your storied history with the Machine, Brian Cage.
Yeah.
So, but this is different.
I got that matches
This
with
is
Lashley.
different.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. Just have a game plan. That's really the secret. Don't go in there half cocked and kind of whatever in it. I mean, most times, most guys, I would. I just kind of go in there and say, I'm just going to mow this guy down, whatever happens. Not really thinking too far into it. Cal's a little different, just because his damn wrestling skills are another level. I'm going to put him over there, but he sucks as a striker, and I think everybody knows that.
I'm just saying.
That's the game plan. And just saying, that's the game plan for any of you fighters out there looking forward to fighting Cal Jack in the future. He's an impossible guy to wrestle with, but when it comes to striking, he sucks. No defense, just nothing. Just get right through, line him up every time. Still let him catch an arm or a leg. You overextend that, he catches your single leg. You're going up and you're fucking going down really hard.
Yeah, which I mean, it's crazy because again, the ways to win, right? I love talking about the ways to win because again, the only two ways you can win at Bloodsport are knockouts and submissions. And going in, I mean, Cal has the knockout, and you had the submission. So I'm wondering how this is going to go.
I'm not trying to submit that big motherfucker. That's stupid. I guess the only dummy would try to. I grab that man's arm and I try to pull that same shit I pulled on Tito. He's gonna rip my arm off and probably my leg, and I'll probably fly at a wall. You never know. And I'm not gonna let that shit happen. So he's gonna deal with a lot of haymakers. Yeah, my left hook. He's gonna eat my left hook a bunch. That's my plan. I'm just gonna sidestep every time he shoots. I'm gonna sidestep and try to sock him in the ear. Discombobulate him, screw him up, and when he with it, I'll go in for some big hits. Big hits.
Now Nate Wren has a prediction. I'm betting on Superbeast by knockout.
Oh, thanks, Nate. Nate's putting me over hella hard. If I have my way, that's the plan. I'll wear his big ass out, Either A, I'll wear him out until eventually he gives me what I want and I got to put him down, or B, he's going to pick me up and throw me at the mat a bunch of times and probably slam me against the wall or a freaking pole or, I don't know, something painful. The guy's a bear, man. He's definitely a bear.
You'd bust through. It would be, I mean, again, and that's a lot of power that one has to possess to to get a man of your size up and over.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'm a hard guy to pick up and throw. He's gonna have to work for it. He's gonna take an ass whipping before he does that. He'll take an ass whipping before he does that. Picks me up and throws me. He'll learn that one. Yeah, I give him that shit.
now, and the fact that you won by submission, right? And you kind of ended up worse for wear, right? I mean, there was a bit of your shoulder that was favored, you know, that you literally readjusted by slamming it against the wall, which I thought was
I had to try to like
super
reset it best I could. When Tito had me in that arm bar, you know, he was wrenching on my arm. I had to like actually fight, knock his leg through to actually get control. But when I picked him up and slammed him, I charged it. I was 250-pound man hanging off my arm that I picked up and brought down with the slam and just it was really hard on the shoulder. It hurt like hell. So I got a little rotator cuff action pulling backwards, you know, so it was balling forward. I can't. It hinders me a little bit, you know, especially at that last submission, being able to hit like a double wrist lock like that, and just because I was being technical, but at the same time I was also using a lot of brute power. You know, I was overpowering Tito. You know, I had a technical hold. He was being technical. I had to literally focus more on the power aspect than I was the technical aspect to lock it behind his back and actually get the submission on him, and it hurt. biting the inside of my mask the whole time, trying to make it happen. Yeah, I did hurt though.
Which I mean, submissions. Are we going to see that kind of employed into Superbeast's arsenal going forward? Because I mean,
oh yeah,
I hope so.
Not against Caljack, but other opponents, absolutely. Absolutely. Hell, I'd even try that on Jeff Cobb.
Now,
Cal's is too big.
Oh. Now, what I want to know is, how does Superbeast get the call, right? I mean, you know, this is, I mean, still to this day, a week after the first one at this new location, you know, it went under it's super under wraps. I mean, this is top secret ish, right? But how did you get the call to compete at Bloodsport 4 and then later this upcoming Saturday's Bloodsport 5?
Originally, it was a Wednesday, I think. And I was in Mexico. Just got done wrestling, you know, doing stuff in Mexico. And Josh Barnett hit me up. Hey, Superbeast, can you be here Saturday at this location at this time? This is what's happening. I got a few slots left, and you're highly recommended. Here's your bone. You know, got a bone thrown to me. You use the minutes given to you, as they say. You know, given the opportunity, X amount of camera time, and here's your opponent, and go. You know, it's either sink or swim at that point. You're either world class or no class. Yeah, I lit it up, baby. Did what I do.
Now that's got to be, I mean, especially somebody that's been to Japan, right, and that loves combat sports of all forms, right? Barnett's a legend, right? So the fact and everybody on this card has been hand selected by the War Master himself to compete, because I mean, he doesn't, whether it be whiskey, whether it be cars, whether it be commentary, he doesn't just give his seal of approval to anyone, right? You know, so the fact that you're getting the call from him, a literal legend in Japan, former IWGP champion, former UFC heavyweight champion, former King of Pancrase, as well as Metamoris grappling championship. I mean, that had to be a tremendous honor for you, because again, you've been there, you know what it is.
I mean, when they had the first couple Bloodsports, I was like, fuck, man, like, how do I get on that? Like, I wanted it, I just didn't know, you know, until eventually the phone rings, you know. Hey, you, we want to use you. Are you available? And if I would have showed up on the for Bloodsport 4 per se, and I shit the bed, I probably would be in Bloodsport 5 or Bloodsport 6, or any other future Bloodsports where they might be putting me on. It's I just took the opportunity and ran with it and want to make a fool of myself. Didn't want to let an opportunity pass, and I didn't. And here we are. Now I'm doing podcasts like every day.
Yeah, and it's crazy because right on the Bloodsport social media pages today, they showed footage of Davey Boy Smith Jr. I think it was Alex Coughlin. Gosh, I want to say Dickinson was the other one, and there was a fourth
Probably.
person.
Cobb?
Why am I blanking? Ugh.
Kratos, Cobb,
But yeah,
Tankman?
there's four competitors on the card were training, under the tutelage of Barnett. So I can only imagine. I mean, he's got that quiet intensity, right? He's got that quiet intensity. So you don't want to shit the bed, right? Because this is somebody who knows it, and it's an invitation only where there's not a lot of cards that are happening. Here's a tremendous opportunity to be able to build your skill set and also build your audience.
Yeah, just build your resume, build your portfolio. I mean, always look back and say, yeah, I was a part of that. I was in that. Matter of fact, I wasn't only to not shit bed, but it kind of launched me, made a big splash, actually. It was really cool.
Yeah, man. So, do you have any predictions on how this is going to go down?
It's going to be hit or miss. I mean, when it comes down to me and Cal's a wrestler. I'm a striker. I mean, that's how that fight will always be. Anyone who has, unless you're fucking Kurt Angle or Brock Lesnar with some insane superhuman on another level wrestling ability, when you deal with Cal Jack, you should always try to sidestep and hit him. Don't stand in front of him. Don't walk up with him. Don't go to the ground with him. They're all suicide. All three scenarios, I don't think I will do good. I don't think there's really anyone on the Indies that will do good. When it comes to Cal, sidestep, kick him in the leg. Sidestep, punch him in the ear. If he tries to shoot, don't sprawl on him. Get the fuck away from him. He'll just take you. You don't want that. So yeah, my plan is to stay on my feet, stay sidestepping, stay circling, and if I could stay on top of that, there ain't a goddamn thing you could do other than get hit.
Man, I can't wait. I literally cannot wait. This is, like I said, can it be Saturday already? Like, can we do this?
I'm ready. Yeah, we can. I've been dieting and fasting and shit. Hungry.
Yeah.
I'll get this shit over. I want to eat a pizza. The little victories.
And again, for those who don't know, now you know. It's Bloodsport.watch, where you can purchase both Bloodsport 4 and 5 as a combined package for under $40. And there's other cool packages with shirts and merch and all that jazz featuring every competitor from Bloodsport 4 and 5. So definitely go ahead and check that out at Bloodsport.watch. I can't recommend it enough, and you can thank me later. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely don't miss this weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of good fights. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of good fights. I know me and Cal's going to be a bit. I mean, it's going to be something. There's too much magic. Too much magic to not happen in that when we get together, man. I don't know. I love beating the shit out of that guy. And I hate it when he beats the shit out of me, so it's kind of 50-50.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Which Nate Rand wants to know, do you have any crazy or hilarious stories about your time in Mexico or Japan?
Not really in Japan. Um, Mexico, yeah. Dos Caras. He was my road dog and my homeboy down there. Pretty much my rival originally. But everything shut down for COVID at the time in Mexico City. And he's like, hey, man, you want to go to a titty bar? And I'm like, everything's closed. He's like, no, man, I know where there's like a top secret underground one. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, you did? I'm like, whatever, sure, let's go. And so we go to this place and we walk in, it's this restaurant. The restaurant's closed. We walk up the steps. They let us into a restaurant. We walk through this restaurant, through the back door, climb up a ladder to a roof. We walk all the way across. I mean, it's like a big, like, quarter block building in downtown fucking Mexico City. We walk all the way across this thing and go through another roof access down to some fucking restaurant thing, go inside to some sub-level basement, which opens up into like a top secret club, and there's strippers dancing and they're serving drinks, and it's like top end as fuck. And I'm like, what? It's totally illegal. There's illegal shit going on everywhere. And I'm just like, all right. And I'm running around with Dos Caras, Alberto Del Rio's little brother. And he's like, I'm party, bro, let's drink. And I'm just like, all right, I had a little fun. And nothing crazy happened. It was just the concept of being taken to a speakeasy titty bar in Mexico City during COVID was just, the concept of it I thought was kind of funny. Was that the kind of story, or I don't know.
I mean, it could have been worse, but I mean that's a pretty damn. Could have been worse, but that's usually the good story.
I don't have too many crazy like on the road stories or anything. I'm pretty boring actually. I don't go out and party. I go, I work. When the show's over, I get paid. I pack all my stuff up. I go straight to my hotel room, lay all my stuff out to air out, take a shower, and I order my Uber Eats, and I pretty much go to bed. So I can wake up early, lift weights, and get on the road early.
It's not bad because, again, for being in the business as long as you have and not to have those crazy stories, I think you're doing okay. I
was in the Army, man. Like, I was a soldier first. Like, I've already lived in the barracks. My partying was done, long gone out of my system by the time I got into wrestling. Like, I was already past my nightlife window. Like, what?
Yeah. Again, a generation before, it was just like, I don't know, Coke and all that. And I'm not talking about the soda pop, it's completely different, So you did fine. You did fine.
Yeah, by the time I got into wrestling, when all the after parties were going on, hey, Superbeast, you want in? It's like, dude, I'm old. Like, y'all are like fucking 25 and shit. I'm 37, 38, or now I'm 40, almost 41, It's like, yeah, it's like, hey, you going to the after party? Going to the after hours? Like, no, I'm going to bed. I once told my girlfriend now. She wasn't my girlfriend at the time, though. That was a funny story. This is at AWS. So actually, Crystal White, this is like 3 years ago. And she has a thing for the big buff white dudes, with tattoos and shit. So she got tight. She walked, hey, how you introduce? Hi, my name's Crystal. The whole bada bing, bada boom. Cute girl, real cute. Cool. Look, I go about the business at the end of the night. Show's over. There's like a little bar. She's like, you going to the after party? It's like, I gotta go home. I'm tired. She's hot. Hot. And I'm just old man Crody over, old man Superbeast, like, I gotta get on the road, I gotta get to bed. And that's how I met her originally, and then we didn't see each other for quite some time. Now we're dating. Now I still go to the after hours parties. I still go to bed early.
I mean, again, I think you done good.
Yeah. I'm doing all right. I'm content. The business is good. I'm just content because, like, when COVID hit, when wrestling shut down, companies were going under, everyone quit wrestling. I literally stayed booked the entire fucking time. Across the country, through the Midwest, Oklahoma, throughout Mexico. I literally stayed working, stayed on on plane, stayed flying in, pulling my mask out, putting it on, like, let's go to work. And it kind of breaks my heart, looking online because I see people like, oh, when wrestling comes back, oh, I miss wrestling. I haven't wrestled in a year, and I'm just like, fuck, man. But, of course, some of them I kind of thought were assholes, so I look at them like, well, fucking quit, dude. You weren't any good anyway. Now's your time to fucking take the silent exit. Just go. But there's some of them my heart goes out to, most of them. Some of them, fuck them, but not all of them. I'm not a bad man.
Again, brava, good stuff. What I want to know, right, is obviously you normally wrestle it under a mask, right? Superbeast synonymous with the mask, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to know, because The Rock said he wouldn't when he was wrestling, he wouldn't let somebody wash his trunks. He thought that would be demeaning, right? Because of the smell that would be coming from one's trunks, that'd be pretty rancid, right? And I'm not talking about the bad. So what I want to know is how bad has the smell gotten from under the hood?
Horrible. I originally I had like one mask that I worked in, I think after like a month, it was it didn't matter how many times I washed, I could get soaked in sweat, and if I left it in my bag all night, it would start to mildew, and I try to wash it, and that mildew doesn't come out, then you wear it, and you start sweating it when I'm wrestling, and you can smell it, and there's sometimes I let myself get out of shape, like I'm not in the great shape, and I'm out there wrestling, and I start vomiting in my fucking mask. My mask's filling with fucking puke, it's fucking going up my cheek, back up into my eyes, and I'm like trying to open my mask to fucking spit the puke out so I can keep wrestling as I can puke more, and having to try to clean it out, then have to get back on the road. It's not dry all the way. It's like driving on a freaking, you turn on the heater and it's on the dashboard trying to dry. It smells like mildew and vomit, sweat, trying to get it dry so you can go to the next show. But eventually I got smart, and now I have a fucking ton of masks. You know what I mean? I always switch them out. I modify them, and the thing I got into now, especially after Mexico, is after every show, there's always a fan that wants to buy my mask when it's all sweaty and nasty. So I just turn around and sell them for $100, $150, and it don't cost a lot to get. So I start buying them in bulk, and now it's a business, and I always got a new mask on, and I don't have to smell puke, sweat, and mildew.
Yeah.
Quite a combo, let me tell you. But that was the beginning, those learning lessons you find out in the career. And if you're a masked wrestler, have more than one mask. Actually, have a few.
At every gym, right? Any grappling gym, whether you're doing no gi, right, or gi, there's always a guy or girl that will wear the same gi, same gear, what have you. And obviously, that can lead to ringworm and everything. It's not great, right? And the thing about it is, getting a gi wrenched across your face as somebody's trying to transition, like that can give you
it's a rash.
It's not good.
No, it's true. It's totally true. Especially when they're grinding it in, they're like literally making a fucking abrasion across your skin. Just forcing that bacteria like really right into your freaking right below your first layer of skin. Like right past the defense.
Yeah. Now, Nate is so kind. He says, Adam, your two best interviews of this year so far has been Superbeast and former American Gladiator and boxer Aaron Tohill. So,
thanks, Nate.
Thank you, good sir. But that was more because of Superbeast than me. So, that's this guy.
I'm just talking. I just talk. Don't take me too serious. I get dropped on my head for a living.
No, and to hear that from Nate, who himself is a columnist for Podium Sports, it's a pretty cool deal. So again, thank you, Nate.
Thanks, Nate. Good looking out, brother.
Yeah, you're a good brother. Too sweet, me, bro.
Looking out, brother.
There you go. Now, obviously, you are in the lair of Superbeast, right?
I am.
So outside of pro wrestling, which I know that is a large part of your life and career, but what are you into outside of pro wrestling?
Well, I run a supplement company in my free time. It's a spin-off of Enhanced Athlete, which I still am affiliate of a part of. We just signed Big Ramy, the guy who won Mr. Olympia this year. We signed him under contract for our company, which is cool. And we did a spin-off company, a PD Warehouse, which I run directly and oversee, which is spin-off. Enhanced Athlete actually released the Superbeast supplement, a weightlifting supplement. I don't know if you have you seen that yet.
No.
Actually,
Send
let me
me.
grab. Oh, I
Yes.
got go to my mini warehouse. Like your guys got a supplement collection, right? I kind of took it to another level. Like I think if you're gonna have weightlifting supplements, you got to do it.
Damn.
Just kind of go full brat here, and we just kind of blow up and go big. But the big seller right now, also, if you go to pdwarehouse.com or Enhanced Athlete, you too could have a bottle of the Super Beast. There we go.
Oh
Which is a
shit.
SAR blend. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I think we start, which kind of cool. They start, Enhanced Athletes can start marketing the Super Beast and Big Ramy, current Mr. Olympia, and Muscle Development and Muscle Max sell our products, which I think is really awesome. So outside of wrestling, I'm kind of viral in the bodybuilding world, and I'm not even a bodybuilder.
That's amazing though. And I love
It's
that,
pretty cool.
right? And, you know, look no further than Barnett, right? Like I love fighters and wrestlers that, yes, wrestling is life and what have you, but if anything were to happen, right? You to get sick, broken bones, whatever, you're not gonna have too much of a background or backup
No
plan for
backup
anything.
plan. There's
Yeah.
there is no extra plan. There's zero extra plan for pro wrestling. There's no retirement. There's no 401k. There's no like union benefit. If you don't build something, like if you're just sitting around taking bookings, not like building a brand, like wrestling's supposed to be a vehicle to make money. It's not the source of money. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like I worked out, I got big because I was able to become a wrestler. Between the two, I was able to promote myself, push a supplement company, and do all this other crazy crap that made me money. Wrestling, I get decent payouts, for a guy that's been around as long as I have. I'm not going to go into details, but it's not so much the money you get from the wrestling shows, the merch you sell, your websites. I got a t-shirt website. I got a supplement website. Got a freaking you name it. You know what I mean? Like anything I get out there, I got a line of energy drinks coming out next month. It's constantly flooding the market with my image and my likeliness. And it's all marketing and branding. That's the secret to all of it to making money. You're not going to go in. It's like, I want to be a professional, but I'm not making any money. They're paying me X amount, but that's it. I'm like, well, what else are you doing? Like, are you selling T-shirts? Do you have a website up? Do you have a website for your T-shirts? Like get sponsors. So like me, if you have an idea, like I've been wrapped up in the bodybuilding community for like 20 plus years. It wasn't hard for me to interlink the two. Like bodybuilding and pro wrestling, they essentially go hand in hand, especially weightlifting supplements. I mean, I've that Super Beast supplement, we stay constantly sold out because all the fans and even the wrestlers are buying it. And Brian Cage picked up some. Jeff Cobb likes it. It is what it is. It works. It's amazing, but ultimately, it's a way to make money. And it started off as the Super Beast, the character, the brand, is the actual driving vehicle behind it. It's like when I say like, oh, you're the Super Beast, it's a character. It's a money making gimmick, and that's pretty much. And it's fun. I love what I do, and but you got to use it because like when we get old, your body's broken. There's no exit. It's just one and done. Another body to the pile, and there's a massive pile of freaking pro wrestlers, a pile of bodies over the decades, that have built up, building companies or just been planned for the future. Another one was Perry Saturn. I don't know the last time anyone checked up on him, but last I heard he was almost homeless again. If you hear stories like that, guys they were at the top, like, oh wow, he's amazing. Then you hear it's like, oh, he's losing everything. He doesn't know where he's going to go live, and it's like, how do you go from the top, making money that you lose? It's like your heart goes out. You have to have an exit plan It sucks to go get old in this business because it's cold and nobody cares and nobody remembers. You can be a legend. You know, one of my brothers is a legend in this business, and I swear to God, people forgot him. You know, Pogo the Clown, ECW, Joe Applebaum, Coach Nugs. You know, guy's a legend. He's been around for 30 plus years. He's trained some amazing people. He trained me and Stoner Brothers. A lot of these young dumb kids, you know, they'll fade him, walk by him in a locker room like, oh, some dumb old man. And it's shocking. You know, you're like, this dude has like he's done things. You know, real big things. And Joe Nobody kid's favoring him because he just thinks he's some old man. It's like, I want to kill this kid now.
Yeah, well, it's doing both MMA and pro wrestling, right? Where I've literally told, especially like fighters, right? Anybody that even in different other sports that employs a pro wrestling mindset to whatever their appeal is, they do great. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, Ali, was watching, Gorgeous George and Classy Freddie Blassie. Mike Tyson was watching Bruno, right? Like all of that jazz. And it's up to you. You're the CEO of your own brand, right? But it's up to you whether the brand is worth dog shit or a multi-million-dollar deal. Yesterday I had a fighter that nobody's heard of, hasn't fought on big shows, with a 3-2 record, with about 300 followers on social media, say, yeah, cool story, bro. Talk to my manager and see my fee. My fee for 3-2 record. 3-2, Superbeast. 3-2 record. Almost a 50-50 record, 300 followers. And they're like, what? You know what? The same people that you meet on the way up are the people that are going to be on the way down. So this is a chance to be able to, maximize your opportunity. And it's just like,
make it work for you. You have to, because it doesn't last forever. The Bloodsport's cool. I'm loving it. Am I going to be there 2 years from now? Probably not. I'm going to be 43 years old, 40, going on catching up on 44. I don't know. I don't even know if I probably won't even be wrestling anymore at that point. Like, eventually you got to know when to throw in the towel before you get too old. That's kind of like my big. I'm trying to find that halfway medium. Like, I'm not quite too old yet. Like, I'm still physically strong. I'm still making moves. But you got to know when to back out while you're still strong in your prime before your body's worn up. You literally start losing value. You're ruining your legacy. You know what I mean? That's what I don't want to do. I want to make my big splash, and when it's time to disappear, fucking just literally just like leave a mask in the ring. Like, oh, there it is. Like, where'd he go? He's gone.
No, 1,000%. Now, Nate Wren wants to know, when does the Super Beast energy drink come out? And that's what everyone wants to know.
Yeah, the energy drink, it's set to come out next month, probably mid-March. I'll know more probably tomorrow or the next day. We're going to the actual final pricing and purchasing, and then hopefully about 2 to 3 weeks I should have a good palette of Super Beast energy drinks I can put up on my website and sell at shows. And, just rock out. Let them know.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I don't know. There are not too many pro wrestlers with their own energy drink.
Man, I can't wait.
I'm happy.
Yeah, he says he's definitely going to be buying some. So
let me know. Keep an eye on the websites or just message me directly. I send them too. Find me on social media. I'm out here.
Hell yes. Now, Super Beast, as you head into Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 5 this Saturday, February 20th, I know there's been a lot of people, both professionally and personally, that have helped you get ready for this and other things in your career. So let's get some shout outs out of the way, big man.
Right out the gate, Brito MMA. Daniel Brito, my MMA coach. Thank you. I love you. Lou Marino, my jiu-jitsu coach. I love you. George Thomas, my boxing coach, Orthodox Boxing. I love you. My wrestling coaches, Derek and Dustin Mel, I love you. Dark Sheik from Hood Slam, giving me a place to sharpen my teeth and get good. I love you. All my boys versus pro wrestling, Wes Logan, giving me a place out here in Vegas. My WW people in the Philippines and Japan, love you. Mexico City, Dos Caros, all my boys out there, I love you. Mecha Wolf in Tijuana, I love you. Crystal White, baby, in my living room, I love you. Crystal, I love you. That's right. Yeah, Coach Doug, my brother. Pogo the motherfucking clown. You kids better respect him. I love you. Mad respect. That guy's made moves in the world. And I'm sure there's more. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Some of you, I mean, there's also a fuck you list, and I can't remember all you either, but it's what it is. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think that's great. Now, what's great is Superbeast being a following on Instagram because I followed him. You guys should too. One of the most fun and interactive pages there are. So as you march in to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 5 this Saturday, where can people find you, good sir, on social media?
Instagram, it's Crody the Super Beast. Crody's my last name. It's CROTTE the Super Beast. I probably should have picked a better name when I first chose that account, something more easier, but I wasn't really thinking about that shit. On Twitter, it's T Super Beast, just T then Super Beast. And on Facebook, if you really want to get desperate, actually don't even look me up. I kind of changed my name so people can't find me. If you find me, hey, it's kind of like finding Where's Waldo. I'll give you a free pin.
Yeah, right. Again, this has been an honor and privilege to have you here. All good skill going into Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 5 because you're going to need it. I mean, but then again,
oh, no, I got a good partner. I got a good opponent. I mean, I'm not going to say wish me luck because, he'll need luck too. We're both going to need luck. So don't wish either one of us shit and let the best man get what he gets.
Yeah.
One of us is taking a whooping. One of us is getting hurt. We're probably both getting hurt, but one of us has to lose, unfortunately. And I'm just not. I'm not going there to lose. It's not my initial plan. So I know Cal's not going to lose either. So fuck it. It's his double leg versus my left hook. Who's gonna beat who to the line? His shoot or my swing?
Damn right. Hell yes. Hell yes. Again, Super Beast, all good skill going into Bloodsport 5. And thank you guys for joining us here at According to Woods. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Ooh, Superbeast. Now,
that's him right there. Here.
That's so dope. That's so dope.
He's here.
Now, hell, super scary. I mean, he's super beastie. Now, I mean, Super Beast, you're subscribed to the podcast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm on it. Kind of have to be. Kind of goes being on it.
Yeah. See, so be like Super Beast, people. Go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. But, don't just believe my word for it. Or Super Beast.
Take my word for it. Subscribe. This is a good podcast. Great interviews. Don't miss out.
There you go. Hell yes. All right, folks. We are out.
Hey, this is Zeta Zane.